Hey, what's up, everyone? Quentin Figueroa with SlayerMint.com, and we are going to be talking about, can the government create their own cryptocurrency? So, short answer, yes, but nobody's going to voluntarily use it. But let's dive into kind of a explanation and a longer answer about why that is. So, to ask whether the government can create a cryptocurrency is to basically misunderstand what cryptocurrency is about itself, right? Because the whole understanding of money, why we have money, what money we use, and kind of why crypto was created in the first place, it kind of, to understand that, you understand why the government creating a cryptocurrency won't work, right? So governments, like all the money we use throughout the world is created through governments, right? Different governments and groups of governments have kind of their own currencies, right? And this is called fiat currency, also known as legal tender, and they force people to use it, right? So the way, like when we do stuff, like when governments do stuff, like we have governments, they get financed. They're financed through taxes, right? So they need taxes in order to do stuff, and this money, these taxes, come in the form of the money that they tell us, right? So they say, like, this is the money we use. This is, what you guys legally need to use, and this is how taxes are paid. This is what makes sense. This is how it works, right? So yeah, that's kind of why we're forced to use these currencies in our governments, because of taxes and this type of thing. So yeah, most first world countries, they're relatively free markets. You can start. They might be kind of somewhat regulated or whatnot, but they're fairly free in the sense that you can kind of start what you want to start and do what you want to do and kind of own the private property to a degree, right? So you have that where you can do kind of what you want to do, whatever kind of business you want to do, for the most part in the first world, except for one, money. You can't compete in the realm of money, right? You can't just say, I want to create this money and now have people legally use it. You can't just have it to where, this is my money, people are going to use it, because the government's like, well, dude, no, these are the way we pay taxes. You're going to have to convert from that money. You're going to have to count it as a barter. You're going to have to do something to get it into our format, because this is the way it works, right? So you don't have this competition in money. You can't just go to the government and say, you know what, I'm going to pay my taxes in gold. I'm going to pay my taxes in Bitcoin. It's like, they're like, screw you. No, this is how you pay your taxes. So you have kind of this element of money and government and whatnot that you kind of have to understand. Like, we don't have free markets in money, right? So money controlled by the governments, right? In particular, in the United States, money is created through the Federal Reserve System, right? So they kind of control and choose how much currency we have in existence, right? They can create more, they can contract it and take it away. And they kind of use that in a way, to kind of, what they say, help balance and to help keep things stable and running smoothly and blah, 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 right? So that's kind of how this works. So another piece, I guess, just to bring up is, so governments, they raise money through taxation, right? But of course, like the main way, or another way they raise money, is just through inflation, just through creating more money, just lending it through the Federal Reserve and whatnot. And of course, if they didn't control that money, if the money wasn't, through dollars or whatever, they couldn't just easily create money and use it for government spending. So of course, that's like one of the biggest reasons why governments want to have a money that they create themselves, that they control. If you have a free market in money, it's just they can't create money out of nothing. They can't back it by future people and that kind of stuff. So it's just a huge problem for them not to control the money. It's like, that's the whole thing is like built around money for the government. So yeah, we have to revisit the question then. Can the government create a cryptocurrency? It's like, yeah, they can create a cryptocurrency. Yes, of course they can. The better question, as we've been talking about, what makes people use cryptocurrency, right? Why do people use cryptocurrency when they have other currencies to use? And the answer is quite simple in a way, but it's also in a way kind of telling. It's kind of confusing. Like, why do people use Bitcoins instead of dollars? They use it because it's a vote against the dollar, right? So using Bitcoin, using cryptocurrency, it's competition in money. And it's basically saying this one's better. I'm using this. Screw the government one. The government one sucks. And that is kind of the core of what's going on. Of course, there's lots of reasons as to why, but you're basically saying, rather than use dollars, I'm going to take my dollars, move them here, and this is what I'm using now. It's like, I'm not using dollars. It's like, I don't like a lot of the aspects of it, right? So, I mean, crypto people in the cryptocurrency space, like myself, a lot of them, like most of them, like the early adopters, they totally get the Federal Reserve. They understand the $20 trillion of debt the United States has. They get banking. They kind of get this whole game, right? They understand inflation. And it's a terrible thing. It's like, it's silly. It's such, the whole financial system through the Federal Reserve and through the governments, and it's not just the US, but this whole system is so predatory and corrupt and evil, and it goes on and nobody even talks about it. It's like people just, they debate and talk about stupid stuff that has such little bearing over the lives of people and what's going to happen to a nation. And the thing that has like all the weight, like the biggest, most important thing, the Federal Reserve and the money supply, nobody cares about or talks about. But the crypto people, they get it and they do care about it. And that's why cryptocurrency was created, as something against that, to counter it, to just say like, this is stupid. It's going to totally implode and wreck the lives of millions of people. It's like, let's build something like legitimate and that actually makes sense and that actually is like fair. That's not built in like to hurt people, to take advantage of people, it's just a mess. These like cryptocurrency people get that, and that is kind of the whole purpose of why people use cryptocurrency. It's to get away from this insane system that's currently being used that nobody has a problem with, right? So these early adopter crypto people, Satoshi Nakamoto himself, like he writes about how the main thing about this was, it's like this inflationary system of central banking. It's like, no, screw that. We can do it this way now. Let's do something better, right? So when you're using crypto, you're doing a vote against this. It's similar to like using gold, right? It's like you're saying like, I don't want to be part of this system. I want to try to do commerce and I want to move this thing forward outside of this system, which is just insane. So yeah. So why would anybody use a government crypto? So say we have FedCoin, the Federal Reserve creates a cryptocurrency, right? It's like, oh wow, they have a cryptocurrency. It's like, well, I mean, why would anybody use it? It's like, of course, yeah, by force. If you force to use it, that's now the new dollar. It's like, yeah, of course, people are going to use it for that way, right? It's like, that's a given. But if it's not forced, if it's like they have this new cryptocurrency and they're like, oh, cool, look at our cryptocurrency, let's use it, guys. It's like, nobody's going to use it. It's like, why would somebody use something that's centrally controlled by a government? It's like, no, people aren't going to use that. People don't use cryptocurrency for the tech. It's like, it's not about the tech for cryptocurrency. It's not about even the blockchain. It's like people use it because it's an alternative to government money. It's a way to not use government money. The main thing on crypto, like I've said before, it's not, instant transactions. It's not this digital money. It's none of that. It's the decentralized aspect where the government can't stop it, where it's outside of the government system and it's legitimate. It's just legitimate real money. It's like, oh wow, legitimate money in a free market. Wow, it's crazy that that's actually something that is controversial or that it's like we've never had. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. You should have that. So it's the whole trust decentralized aspect of why people use it. And a government is not going to create a decentralized cryptocurrency. That's against the nature of them. That's like totally not what governments do. If they have a decentralized cryptocurrency, how do they tax it? How do they make money off that? How does that benefit them in any way? How do they manipulate it? It's like, that's the opposite of their game. So they can't. They're going to create the same freaking thing they have right now with the dollar and the Federal Reserve, but with a blockchain, which is like even dumber because a blockchain is a terrible database for a centralized system. It's like it's a total misunderstanding of what even cryptocurrency its value is and what it's about. It's just like, it's like they're like, oh, cool, people are into this. Maybe this will work. If they were to do it, I don't even, who knows if they'll do it or not. But yeah, so it doesn't even matter if the government creates a cryptocurrency. People aren't going to voluntarily use it. And I think for the most part, even the general public, I mean, of course, some people are going to use it or whatever. And of course, if you're forced to use it, yeah, of course, you have that aspect. But even the general public, I think you're going to have people like in the crypto space that can like kind of show why crypto is better, that are going to use crypto and still push that forward. And I think the general public is still just going to kind of follow them and just be like, well, yeah, I mean, this one's going up in value. This one is not doing crap. It's like, I'm going to go, we're going to also go with the crypto people. So even people who don't understand kind of the economic market side of things, they're just like, well, I mean, obviously I'm making money. Obviously I'm not losing money. It's like, I mean, it's a pretty easy decision for me too. So I don't see how the government can, I mean, outside of force, the government's just, there's no way they're going to outcompete cryptocurrency. But of course, the force thing, being able to use force and legally do things is like their main thing. And that's a big component of it. But even that's still problematic for other reasons. So yeah, you got that. But we're seeing the market rise in the market cap of cryptocurrency is going up because people are kind of figuring it out. They're kind of getting it. They're like, well, why? I mean, why would you hold a dollar? Why would you hold dollars if cryptocurrency is going up? Why would you hold government's freaking crypto if Bitcoin, Ethereum, these other ones are going up? And it's like, these other ones are going up because they actually have value. They actually work. It's like real money. It's actually something that you can put your money in and not have it be stolen through inflation or whatever else. So it's a pretty hard proposal for governments to compete against that. Yeah, people are realizing holding money outside of a fiat money system just might be a good idea, right? Not a bad idea to hold some crypto. I mean, more and more people are getting crypto, and the market cap is going to continue to rise as people do this. It's going to, I mean, when the market cap in crypto rises, that is the transfer of dollars and all these other government currencies into this. It's government currency going down and cryptocurrency going up. It's like a vote for this better system. People are getting it. And it's going to be harder and harder for government to bring people over to their crypto if they ever create one. That's really all I have to say. If the government is going to win in the crypto world, it's never going to be through the free market and through competition. It's only going to be through force. Same way they win with everything else. I mean, government, they only outcompete anything through force because free market always is going to create something cheaper and better than the government. So can they create their own cryptocurrency? Yeah, but people are not going to voluntarily use it. So thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.